Good day, gamers, and welcome to my channel. My name is Oli, and today we're going to be introducing a new segment called Retro Rewind, where we will indulge in some of the classics that helped pave the way of gaming, in my opinion. Yes, you've probably read the title, and yes, we will be going into VR, so don't worry about that. But until we get there, I do want to just talk a little bit about one of the games we're going to be exploring today called Chrono Trigger. And based on my viewership stats, it seems like most of my viewers are kind of on the younger crowd. So let this be an education lesson for you new gamers, and let's talk a little bit about Chrono Trigger. For those who aren't aware of the Chrono franchise, don't worry, I got you. Definitely one of my favorite games. I started with this SNES cartridge, it's funny, my sister's boyfriend at the time, he lent it to me, and clearly he never got it back. And thankfully, because it actually opened up the whole world of Chrono to me. Chrono Trigger is the classic of the classics. It was launched for the SNES back in '95, and personally, it was the first game that made me cry. Because somebody dies. I'm not gonna say who, but somebody dies. It was one of those titles that did so well that they kept releasing it for new platforms. So after the SNES version, they then launched it for the PS1. I didn't have that version just because I had a modded PS1 at the time. And then after the PS1, they launched it for the Nintendo DS, which was actually the very first version that introduced a multiplayer component to it. So if you didn't know multiplayer PvP Chrono Trigger existed, now you do. And then they released it for what we know it as today on the mobile devices. So if you have an Android or an iPhone, you can actually download it from Square Enix now, from the App Store. So they've kind of like recycled the game so that they can relaunch it in new platforms. And then they released two sequels for Chrono Trigger. The first one is Radical Dreamers. I've actually never played Radical Dreamers. And then the second one was Chrono Cross, which they released for the PS1, and it was an amazing game. Okay, the graphics were great for its time. The soundtrack was beyond amazing. Actually, I think it had the best soundtrack that I've ever listened to in video games. It was kind of a close call to, I guess, Nier Automata and probably Donkey Kong Country 2 for me, but Chrono Cross is definitely up there. And it's funny because Chrono and friends only make one cameo in the game, and the rest of the story is it's a pretty big pivot from like the original storyline, but it's kind of cool. The sequels are a bit different, but they're also a bit related. Now, why haven't they really done a remake for Chrono Trigger? Because it's such a big hit. All they're really doing is refreshing the same game on different platforms. Well, I don't think there's that much of a demand for the Chrono Trigger remake. It's not like Final Fantasy VII where it's kind of like a living franchise. I'd say it's done. They've wrapped it up. This was launched, I don't even know when this was launched. 2000. This was done in 2000. So if this was done in 2000, they haven't really done anything beyond Chrono Cross. I think this is where the franchise ends, and if it continues going, if the saga continues, please let me know. I'm just not aware of it, but they keep recycling, obviously, Chrono Trigger to new platforms. But did you know there's actually a fan-made remake? It's called Chrono Trigger Resurrection. I used to follow that thing like to the T. It was my homepage back in the day, and I would get fed updates of what's going on with this Chrono Trigger Resurrection. Like I said, it was fan-made. It had no affiliation with Chrono Trigger at all, but people just wanted to experience Chrono Trigger in better graphics, naturally, right? Because this is obviously 95, you know, it's 2D. It was great for its time, okay, but everybody wants to experience Chrono Trigger in the like 3D, better graphic world that we live in today. However, unfortunately, after a few years of the Resurrection project going on, it did get canceled by Square Enix themselves. They obviously said, hey, this is copyright infringement. Unlike Pokemon, who, you know, people make all these Pokemon fan games, but yeah, Square took that really seriously and they ended up shutting it down. So fortunately, there was never a Chrono Trigger remake after that. And that Chrono Trigger Resurrection was back in 04. So This was released 2000, Resurrection happened in 04, and ever since then, it's been a pretty stale saga. Nothing else has been released since then. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about the real purpose I made this video, and it's really just around VR, right? I was able to find a Chrono Trigger map in VR, and I wanted to share it with everybody here. One of the things that I usually do in VR is I like to kind of look for some of these retro game maps and just kind of see how fans have reimagined it, because obviously, you know, for the same circumstances of Chrono Trigger, you only get that 2D experience. So why not just engulf yourself in a game that's such a classical masterpiece and jump in? And if you're watching up to this point in the video and you have no idea or hell of what I'm talking about, that's okay. We're gonna jump into VR anyways, and if you know, you know. And if you're about to exit this video right here, that's cool too. Just make sure you subscribe before you go. Whoa. This is so cool. It's like you're actually going to the portal. Ah, here we are. So, pretty much this map is the end of time. Pretty neat. So it's something super simple. So the save point here just activates that little note from the creator, which is really cool. Over here we have the Epoch. Hello, Epoch. I totally thought you were white. Maybe it's just gone through some shit. It looks a little rusty. And then over here we have the portals. Very cool. It almost looks like bubbles. Alright. This is where the old man usually hangs out. And then here's usually the bucket where you can fight Lavos. Let's see what else they have. Oh, here is where we finally will get magic. So this is usually where Specco is. And let's see what this does. Oh, hey! So yeah, it's literally the end of time. Let's see if we can like get some magic going here. Walk around the room 3 times thinking magic. Magic! Magic! I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, can I sit? Oh! Oh, I can sit! Oh, that's dope, man. That is super dope. But I need to be in the driver's seat now. Oh! Oh shit! Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh my god. I had no idea this could do this. This is even cooler than I thought it was originally. Yeah! Oh! Okay, that's a glitch. That's definitely a glitch. Oh no, I broke it. I broke it! Let's hop back in. Isn't that song so nostalgic? Let's go! Oh, I actually am flying away from the end of time. I'm just trying to figure out how to fly this. Let's try and go back. Oh, look at that! Oh, almost a perfect landing. Okay. See if I can land this properly. Oh, I may have crashed it, but it's good enough. We'll just park it here for now. Remember, I'm saving the world somehow. Oh! Who did that? Who did that? Not me. That was definitely Frog. That was definitely Frog, not me. Oh my god, this is a perfect screenshot. Let's take a picture of this.